Autumn has draped its vibrant tapestry over the land, casting hues of red, orange, and gold across the countryside. The Reynolds family, consisting of parents Mark and Emily and their 6-year-old son Timmy, decide to spend an idyllic afternoon at Amazing Acres, a sprawling cornfield maze and amusement park that has become a staple of the season. The park promises hay rides to the pumpkin patch, tire swings, jungle gyms, carnival games, and more, all nestled in the heart of a massive corn maze that stretches as far as the eye can see. The day is crisp and inviting, perfect for family outings. The Reynolds family enters the corn maze, Timmy's excitement palpable as he clutches his map and leads the way with youthful zeal. The maze is a labyrinthine wonder, with twists and turns that leave them laughing, their voices carrying through the rustling cornstalks. As the time ticks away, their laughter seems to dance on the wind, mingling with the distant melodies of carnival music. Timmy runs ahead, his giggles echoing as he darts around corners, confident in his ability to navigate the maze. Occasionally Emily shouts to Timmy, "Slow down! You are going to get lost." However, brave little Timmy continues running ahead of them, hiding in the corn stalks and waiting for his parents to pass so he can jump out and try to scare them. The parents do their best to keep up with Timmy, catching a glance of him before he turns the next corner, or hides in the nearest stalks. As Timmy turns another corner, he comes face to face with a scarecrow hanging on a post. Startled at first, Timmy stands still, staring at the scarecrow as the scarecrow appears to be staring back with a slight grin as the wind gently moves the stalks nearby. After a moment, Timmy slowly builds the courage to reach out and touch the scarecrow's arm, yanking his hand back immediately after touching it. Timmy feels relieved that nothing happened as he continues to stare at the scarecrow with caution. As Timmy continues to stare, he is suddenly spooked because he thinks he saw the scarecrow's grin move and become wider. Timmy takes a few steps back as he continues to stare down the scarecrow, as if he is waiting for the scarecrow to move again. Timmy then sees the scarecrow's arm move slightly. He thinks to himself, did the scarecrow move, or did the wind make it move? With his mouth and eyes wide open, Timmy thinks he should be going now because the more he stares, the more uneasy he gets. Timmy decides to turn and run back to his parents. As he begins to run, he can hear something coming up behind him. With fear setting in deeper, Timmy glances around to see the scarecrow with a sinister grin reaching for him. As Timmy tries to yell, the scarecrow wraps its long hay-filled arms around him. Unable to escape its grip, Timmy is taken away by the evil creature. As the parents turn the next corner, Timmy is gone. The place where he should have been is empty. They look at each other and then go to the next corner and still, they do not see Timmy. Panic begins to tighten its grip around their hearts. Mark and Emily call his name. "Timmy! Timmy!" Emily's voice trembles with fear. "Come back!" Mark nervously grins at Emily's protective instincts and says, "Don't worry, honey, he's hiding again." As they continue rounding corners, Timmy is still nowhere to be seen. Mark, slowly becoming somewhat worried, shouts, "All right, Timmy. You got us. You got us good, buddy. Come on out, now, so we can go play games." As other families pass by them on their trips through the maze, still there is no sign of Timmy. As they continue to shout for Timmy, their voices grow frantic with each passing second. Mark and Emily decide to fan out, searching every possible nook and cranny within the towering walls of maze, asking other visitors if they have seen their son. Emily turns a corner and is caught off guard, giving a short scream as she comes face to face with the scarecrow. As she stares at the scarecrow and catches her breath, she feels an uneasy feeling as it appears to be grinning at her. But in a moment, she shrugs it off as an overactive imagination. As she begins to continue on her search for Timmy, she looks at the scarecrow and jokingly says, "If you see my son, tell him he's in trouble for running off and hiding." As the search continues, panic surges as minutes turn into an hour, and still, Timmy remains missing. Fear turns into desperation, and soon they are joined by the park employees and other visitors, all working together to find the lost child. Then, amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerges. A park employee stumbles upon a tiny wristband caught on a low-hanging branch, with a pile of straw laying on the ground below. It is unmistakably Timmy's wristband, the one he had been wearing that day. Relief washes over the parents, but it is short-lived as the truth sets in. Timmy is still nowhere to be found. As twilight casts long shadows across the cornfield, a bone-chilling sensation settles over the search party. A low, eerie whisper seems to ride on the wind, carrying Timmy's voice. "Help me! Help!" The search intensifies, each step taken with urgency. But the voice seems to defy logic, shifting direction with every call. "Help me!" It is faint, almost ethereal, leading them deeper into the maze. Hours blend into a tense night, with flashlights cutting through the darkness. Law enforcement arrives with the flickering glow of their patrol car lights, joining the search. The maze, once a joyful playground, has transformed into a nightmarish labyrinth where every rustling leaf feels like a sinister presence. The whisper persists, sometimes echoing through the maze, and sometimes sounding as if it is just behind them. The voices of the searchers grow weary, their determination waning, as exhaustion takes its toll. Yet the ghostly plea of, "Help me! Help!" persists. As the night stretches on, hope begins to fade, replaced by a haunting realization that this is no ordinary disappearance. The park employees begin to recount tales of strange occurrences in the maze, fleeting shadows, moving scarecrows, cold spots, and whispers that carry on the breeze. Emily's mind races, connecting the dots. The park's charm masks a darkness that has lured Timmy into its grasp. She recalls stories she had heard as a child about the land's troubled history, of a family that had once owned the property, a family that had met a tragic end. Their souls allegedly trapped in the very soil upon which the corn maze stands. As dawn breaks, the searchers are no closer to finding Timmy. Law enforcement consults with experts in paranormal investigations, attempting to unravel the inexplicable events that had unfolded within the maze. Emily clings to the fading hope that they will find her son, but deep down, she senses that something supernatural is at play. Days turn into weeks, and Amazing Acres becomes a place of unease. The corn maze standing as a foreboding monument to the family's tragedy. The whispers that once carried Timmy's voice now feels like a mournful lament, a reminder of the life that had been stolen. Emily can't let go. She spends countless nights researching the land's history, desperate for answers. And then, in the depths of her search, she stumbles upon a forgotten journal entry from the family that had once owned the property. The chilling words told of a desperate decision made to escape a malevolent force that seemed to feed on the living, a force that required a sacrifice to maintain its grip. Armed with this knowledge, Emily returns to the corn maze. She walks its winding paths alone, retracing the steps Timmy had taken that fateful day. As night falls and the whispers grow stronger, Emily confronts the darkness, calling out to the spirits that linger. "Take me instead!" she cries, her voice carrying through the corn stalks. "Release my son and take me in his place." In the hushed aftermath, a profound stillness settles over the maze. And then, with a chilling gust of wind, Emily hears a soft, faint voice. "Mommy?" She quickly turns, heart pounding, and there he is. Timmy, standing before her, his eyes wide with wonder. Emily's arms envelope her son, tears of relief streaming down her face. Timmy's laughter cuts through the night, his innocence casting a warm light over the shadows that had held him captive. As they emerge from the maze, the darkness lifts, the whispers fade, and the sun paints the sky with hues of dawn. But then, Emily is awakened by the sliver of sunlight piercing through the window as she still sits at the table with the journal. Her reunion with Timmy was only a dream. She begins to cry and curse, while pounding the desk with anger, that it was only a dream, and that Timmy was still gone. Mark hears Emily and comes into the den to comfort her. As the days grow shorter and autumn's embrace tightens, the time comes for Amazing Acres to close its gates for the season. The fields that had been alive with laughter and excitement are now being prepared for the inevitable, the cutting down of the corn maze. The whispers that had once carried Timmy's voice seem to have vanished, swallowed by the air as the days grow colder. However, as the first blades of the harvester slice through the corn stalks, a shiver seems to ripple through the air. The legends whispers in hushed tones by locals take on a life of their own. The breeze carries an eerie, distant echo, a faint cry that seems to come from beyond the rows of corn. The screams of little Timmy. As the maze is dismantled, the workers report strange occurrences, glimpses of fleeting shadows, whispers that feel like breath on the back of their necks, and the unmistakable sound of a child's laughter carried on the wind. Some swear they hear the heart-rending screams of a lost child, echoing through the empty rows. Year after year, as the corn maze is resurrected to entertain thrill-seekers, visitors emerge from the labyrinth with haunted expressions. Their stories become woven into the fabric of the legend, of whispered words that seem to cling to the air, of footsteps that follow them when they were alone. and of a distant cry that seems to pierce through the joyous cacophony of the amusement park. The screams of little Timmy live on, a lingering reminder that the boundary between the living and the spectral is thin and fragile. Some embrace the eerie aura, coming to the maze specifically to experience the paranormal energy that clings to its very soil. Others, however, are driven away by the overwhelming sense of unease that seems to seep from every corner of the maze. Thanks for listening to Amazing Acres, a story created by the Cursed Echoes channel. If you like stories like this, please like and share, and don't forget to subscribe. You can also ring the bell so you can be notified of new stories.